Hey, I wanted to do this for you guys because we were talking about what targets and goals should you be setting for yourself as an investor investing for 2025. All right. So I'm keeping this theme because you're going to get hit with this. I mean, stay to the end of this video. I promise you. And I want you to work this out. Put it in the comments how you worked it out for yourself because I want to help you guys. But you're going to be setting goals and targets. Everybody's going to be talking about it. But what you should be focused on are your cash flow, passive income targets coming up for 2025. So to keep with the theme, I'm going to stick to that. So let's say you wanted to make $25,000. Boom. Cash flow, passive income in 2025. Let's say that's your goal. And I always tell people if you keep math simple, because all of your investments are simple. This is money math. It's a way to track. But if you keep that simple, then you'll get it. And I'm going to share with you guys how to do that. So you're going to take, if you want to make 25,000 a year, boom, 25,000, you're going to divide 25,000 because you want to put it in a place where you think you can earn 5% return on your money, like real estate, like the stuff we look at. You would have to have $500,000 invested. Now, that's it. So this is your new target. So this was the goal. This is the goal. This is your goal, $25,000. Man, what would you do if you had $25,000 a year coming in passive income, right? Period. That's roughly about 25. Let's just say it's about $2,500 a month. What would you buy? What would you spend that on? Now, you didn't have to work for it anymore. You put your money to work. You took your money out of the bank. You have a business. Maybe you're a doctor, you're a plumber, you're an electrician. You have a company. You got some extra money. You stacked it, and over time you did it. You can do this any way you want. You can carve this up. That's why I said this is a target. Boom. Let's say it's $500,000. Do you know this is what you have to get invested? This is going to be your invested money, right? Let's say you did 100,000. 100K, you could do 250,000. You can do that twice. You can go all in. Put 100K, boom. You can be like, dude, I got 50K right now. I'm going to set it off to the side. I'm going to invest with Vic over at Bell Capital, whatever. I'm going to call him and be like, Vic, put me down for 50, right? And our minimum is 100. But if you hit us up and you go, I have 50, I'm going to put the other 50 up. And here's what I've got. Here's my commitment. You do your paperwork, we'll help you out. So going from there. But regardless of whatever, you can go all in. You can do 5 times. You can do this 5 times. You can do this 2 times, however you want to do it. But regardless of whatever, this would be your target for 2025. Nice and simple, because at some point with a 5% return, you're going to hit that $25,000 a year cash flow target for yourself. It doesn't need to be more complicated than that, right? So how do you do that? Now we start getting fun. So you're just going to be like, all right, I'm going to come out with $500,000 this year. Additional over whatever my business is doing. Because remember, not only do you need to keep doing what you're doing, keep producing, this year should be an expansion year, right? All for the last 2 years, everybody was like, stay alive till 25 because of the feds cutting rates on expanding rates like almost 3 times what the interest rate was, made it really difficult for a lot of people to really play this game. But money was still being made. Hopefully, you did great in your business. And the goal here is about investments, about getting to that $25,000 passive income, positive cash flow target. This is how you do it. So you're going to carve that up however many ways you need to do it. Whether you're going to sell a $25,000 product in your business, whether that's a contract, whether you're doing contracting, whether it's electrical, whether it's plumbing, whether you're a developer, or whatever you sell. Maybe you sell marketing, right? Social media marketing, or you're a consultant, or you're an attorney, or you're a doctor, whatever that is, but you're going to carve it up. You're going to do that times 25, whatever. However you want to do that, you're going to do 10,000. 10,000 times 50, right? Whatever, however you're going to do whatever it is you're going to do. So, or you're going to get 500 times 1,000. I don't know. You can do this math because this is all math, guys. This is all money math. Once you do your money math and hey, my goal, my target this year that I'm looking to hit is to have $500,000 invested so we can make 25K all year in passive income and cash flow. That's what my goal is. The goal itself. Hey, pick a number. We want $25,000 coming in. We know we need based on that 5%. Now, there's another way to do that. I share this with people. Like, there's another way to hit that. Let's say you wanted to make we were to do our target of $25,000 and we hit our 15% internal rate of return over, I mean, let's just say 10 years. You don't want to do 10 years, it's going to be less than that. But I like to tell people that. The way that I figured that out, I'm like, hey, man, this is for people who have a bigger target. So let's not use 25. I talked to some people who are like, dude, we want to make $1 million a year in cash flow and passive income. How do we do that? So I let them know. I'm like, hey, look, same math. I would go $1 million divided by 5%, which means you would need to have $20 million invested. Do you have $20 million to invest right now? And they're like, yeah, we're working on that. Pin on the business because some people do, right? I talk to them. And then I'm like, or we can take that same $1 million and let's say, and I'm going to divide that by 15% because that's my target. You only need $6 million invested, right? Because and I'll show you how that'll work. So then you only need about 6 million. I'm rounding that off. There's no round numbers in the universe, but let's do that. So you can either have $20 million invested at 5%, boom, or if we hit our 15% internal rate of returns, boom, you're going to get that. Why? Because it's going to go 5% a year, right, over that timeline. So you're going to get half of your money back. Then I'm probably going to be raising the rents on the properties. I'm going to give you another 5% bump. And then later, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to refinance that property, give you $1 million back. And then later, when I sell the property, some point in the future, 10 years, whatever, my goal is to double what we had in it, even though it's an infinite return. You've already made your money back, right? But that should calculate, well, it's going to be over 15% at that point. But, and I'm walking through it, but let's walk through that. All right. So let's say you invested, and I'm just going to use your $1 million. I'm not going to use it. If you wanted that, right? So let's say you invested, and we'll round it off. Let's go, you invested $6 million in a deal. We're going to do 5% on your money. That's the target, right? So no matter what, we're looking at about 300K. Boom. If we did that over 10 years, that's $3 million. Boom. That's 50% of your initial investment back to you already, just in cash flow. That's passive income. You didn't have to work for that. That's right off the bat. That's the goal. Now, along the time of that, because it's real estate, we're going to be looking to raise rent on these properties at least 5%. So that's another 300K that you can expect. But I'm not going to do that over the full 10 years. It's probably going to be 5 years. I'm going to cut it back for 5 years only, right? So you're going to get, what is that? That'll be 1.5 million, about half of that because it's only 5 years. So now you got 4.5 million back already of your money, right? So that's not saying that I'm not going to refinance because I could turn right back around and refinance based on what's going on here. So stick with me on this. It's just stick with me on the math, man. If you get confused right here, you'll never do real estate. I can promise you. So stick with this. So then later, I'm going to go to resell that property, right? So we have what did we say? 6 million there. Boom. My target is sell for at least $6 million over what we pay for. So it's 6 million, 4.5. So that's $6 million that your initial investment turned into, what is that? 10, because you're going to get your $6 million back. So 6 million, another 4, 10.5 million back. Boom. That's a 275% return on your money, on our money that we invested. Now, while you waited on that stuff, you got your 6 million back. You got another $4.5 million back because it's $3 million plus the $1.5 million, right? Because that's half. So you already made this just in cash flow. You got your $6 million back, right? And you got that. What was that off? It's probably supposed to be 6, 12. Yeah. So that's 12 plus 4.5, right? So that's 16.5. I knew my math was off. Like I said, you're welcome to catch me on the math. That's where it should be. So that 6 million would have turned into 16.5 million. This is where the magic of real estate happens when you start investing, right? Because this right here this wasn't with just giving your money back. I still had it in my mind with the refi. But this would have been, you'd have got $6 million, your initial money back, plus another 6, that's 12, plus another 4, that puts us at here. 16.5. That's how I got to, if you were to back that math out, this is how over that full timeline, you still would have been getting roughly about 15% on your money per year, which is where instead of putting in the full 20, instead of putting in the 20 million, you could have put in roughly about $6 million, made 15% return on your money per year while we waited. And that's another way to start getting that same $1 million passive income that you would have been expecting off of the money that you would have invested. Instead of going 20, you'd have went 6. But going back to the simplicity of all this, if you wanted to make $25,000 a year, that's your goal in passive income, you would need, at 5%, doing the math, you would need to have 500 grand invested. That's it. Then after, so now you know what you're working for all year. Hey, I'm looking to figure out how do I generate an additional $500,000 so I can invest, and that money works hard for me and sends back $25,000 a year for me while I sit, while I wait. That's the goal. So regardless of whatever all these New Year's resolutions, how do I thrive in 25 type programs that people are going to come out with, keep it simple. Take your number, however much cash flow you think you want to generate, divide that by 5%. That's a good number. Before it used to be 4%. It's like the rule of 4, like you should be getting, but things are changing. As inflation happens, which it is, new president, new rules, a lot of uncertainty, just build it in. That's the problem. People don't think things are going to cost more or be more expensive the next year. So for like, I'm looking at 5% all the time and I'm like, hey, can we get 5% on our money now or sometime in the future? Will this happen? And do I have an ability to also press and like create more value and more income in what we're doing? So that way that 5% turns into 6, turns into 7, turns into 12, and eventually goes infinite because I can refinance, pull me and my investors' capital out, give that back to us, and we sit and wait for a double or a triple on the exit. Like that's what I'm interested in, and I'm hoping that's what you're interested in too. Ignore all this. I'm gonna rewrite this so you guys get this plain and simple. I like things simple. Gets confusing, but it shouldn't. Like I said, if you're confused, man, you'll never do this. You just figure it out. How much cash flow do I want? That's my goal. What's my goal for 25? I made it match. So all you people out there, if you want more, do more, right? Just do it at 5%. I want a 5% return on my money. I want to get there at some point, right? I may buy a deal and it only does, like, sometimes of our deals that we're looking at, we may have a great deal that we're looking at in the entry on our cash flow. Our returns are going to be like 4. But I know my goal for that year 1 is to get it to 5, or maybe at 3.5, 3.75, 4. And my goal is to get it to 4. But I know that going in the door. I'm okay with that. You are not going to always find some 5% deal, not at the deals we're looking at, not at institutional quality assets. It's very different, right? But if this is your goal, do that. You already know what you need to have invested. Now, you know you need to come up with or invest 500 grand. That could be done one time. It could be done 2 times. It could be done over 3 investments, 4 investments, whatever the case may be. This is your 2025 target. And I'll go over that later. This is the goal. This right here, this amount, $500,000 is the target. That's how much you need. That's your target for what you want to make in your business. You can be a doctor, you can be an electrician, you can be a plumber, you can be an attorney, you can, whatever it is that you do. You own a business, you're probably a good business owner, and you just need to take a look at your business and go, look, could we double down on marketing? Could we double down on sales? Could we introduce new products and sales or services to our customers so we can generate the money that we need? And you can incentivize your employees to do that too. So that way the business generates the money. You can take that money, you can actually reinvest it or put it towards a real estate investment that's getting you that return. Now you have 2 businesses that you're already pushing and shoving on your one business. Go ahead and invest your money passively in something else, and then that money gets to work hard for you while you and your employees work hard for that business. And slowly but surely, they start to catch up to each other, right? Because this is the goal. 25,000 a year, baby. That's what you're gunning for. But if you need help with this, if you need or you're looking to invest passively in a deal, go to bell-capital.com. Register there. You can take a look at whatever open funds that we have right now. We have one that's open. It's for accredited investors only, minimum 100,000. If you've invested with me before, talk to me. We can have a preferred investor conversation because you're one of my preferred people because I know you, I trust you, and we can go from there. But I want to help you with this, and let me know what you got from this. What's your goal? If you have a passive income goal for this year, you don't need to be 25,000. Let's say you just want to make 10,000. Or let's say, man, I just want to get to 5,000. What does that look like? I can tell you what it looks like. Back your numbers out. Divide that by 5%. Now you have a target for you to shoot for. I want to make X amount of dollars extra. Or if you already have this money, let's say it's sitting in a retirement account. You guys know there's $37 trillion in retirement account, dead money doing nothing for you that you need to do something for. right? That money needs to start working for you past where it's at now. It's sitting, not working hard for you. Back it by real estate. Get it out of Wall Street, get it out of mutual funds, get all that other stuff, get it gone. All right. Or it could be in savings. There's $900 billion sitting in personal savings in banks across the United States. That means people aren't sure what they need to be doing. You don't need to have that much money in savings. You need to put that money into some thing that's going to work for you. And then this right here starts building up. Let that money sit. This is the money you spend, right? But if you're going to grow your business, you're going to do that stuff, or that money sitting, put it to work for you. I want to go to work for you. Let me help you do that. All right. So I hope this helps you. I know you're going to be hit with a bunch of stuff. A lot of returns. I'm sorry, not returns. You're going to be hit with a lot of New Year's Eve resolutions, new resolutions, Thrive in 25. We say it too. Like, dude, what is your cash flow goals for 25? You're 25. Look, if I set a target for you, I can set a target for you, but it needs to be your target. But we just use 25,000. So just start asking yourself, start carving it up. How do I generate 500 grand this year to invest? Aside from everything else I'm doing, what could I do? Don't focus on your passions. Don't do all that other stuff. What can you do in your business currently that's underutilized? It's a liability. You could turn it into an asset. What can you sell? What can you produce? What services could you provide? How could you lean on somebody and just pick up the phone and be like, hey, could we do this for you? This is the amount of money it is. Figure all those things out, because your target is to come up with a way to invest $500,000 over the course of 2025 to hit your $25,000 a year passive goal. That's the new game for you. All right. So I hope this helps. Let me know how I can help more. Leave it in the comment. What is your target? How can I help you hit it? What do you want me to do or help or see more of that we can help you do here at either Bell Capital, or I can help you do? I love helping people. I love talking to you. So go from there. So like this video, share the video, comment on the video. Let's go. Are you an accredited investor with $300,000 or more liquid in the bank? I want you to come and partner with me. Look, if you love real estate, passive income, and positive cash flow, appreciation over long periods of time, and you're willing to be patient, come invest with me. Go to bell-capital.com. This is for accredited investors with $300,000 or more in the bank, ready to go. Come invest with me. Go to bell-capital.com.